Elisha, the prophet of peace and provision, in the land of Israel, during a time of hardship and war, God raised up a prophet, not one of thunder or sword, but of peace and gentle miracles. His name was Elisha. He followed in the footsteps of Elijah but walked a path filled with healing, provision, and kindness. His story reminds us that God's power often flows quietly, through faith, mercy, and love. Elisha was a simple farmer, tilling the ground with his oxen, when the great prophet Elijah approached him. Without saying a word, Elijah threw his cloak over Elisha. It was a sign. Elisha had been chosen by God to follow in Elijah's footsteps. Without hesitation, Elisha left everything and began to serve the prophet. Years passed, and the day came when Elijah was taken to heaven in a whirlwind. As the fiery chariot carried him away, Elisha cried out, "My father! My father!" He picked up Elijah's cloak and asked God for a double portion of Elijah's spirit. And God answered. Elisha was now the prophet of Israel. Soon after, the people of Jericho came to Elisha. "Our water is bad, and the land is unfruitful," they said. Elisha asked for a bowl of salt. He went to the spring, poured in the salt, and said, "This is what the Lord says, I have healed this water." From that day forward, the water was pure, and the land flourished. A poor widow came to Elisha. Her husband had died, and she was afraid her sons would be taken as slaves. All she had was a small jar of oil. Elisha told her to gather as many empty jars as possible. Then, she began to pour, and the oil kept flowing until every jar was full. She sold the oil, paid her debts, and lived in peace. In a town called Shunem, a kind woman often gave Elisha food. Seeing his need for rest, she and her husband built a small room for him. Elisha was grateful and asked what he could do for her. She asked for nothing, but Elisha saw her heart. She had no child. Elisha told her, "Next year, you will hold a son." She didn't believe it, but it came true. A year later, she gave birth to a healthy baby boy. It was a gift of love from God, not asked for, but given freely. Years later, the boy grew ill and died in his mother's arms. She laid him in Elisha's room and rushed to find the prophet. Elisha came, prayed, and gently lay on the child. Life returned to the boy, and he sneezed 7 times. He was alive. The mother wept with joy and gratitude. One day, during a famine, the prophets made stew, but someone had added wild gourds that were poisonous. As they ate, they cried out, "Man of God, there is death in the pot." Elisha calmly added some flour, and the stew was safe again. God's peace and provision followed Elisha everywhere. Another time, a man brought Elisha 20 barley loaves and some grain during a famine. Elisha told his servant to feed 100 men. "How can this be enough?" the servant asked. But Elisha replied, "They will eat and have some left." Just as he said, the men ate and were satisfied, and food was left over. Naaman, a powerful Syrian general, suffered from leprosy. He came to Elisha seeking healing. Elisha didn't meet him in person but sent a message, "Go wash in the Jordan River 7 times. Though skeptical at first, Naaman obeyed. After the 7th dip, his skin was restored like that of a child. Humbled and grateful, he praised the God of Israel. One day, enemy soldiers came to capture Elisha. He prayed, and God struck them with blindness. Elisha led them to the king of Israel but told him not to harm them. Instead, they were given food and water. The enemies returned home in peace and did not attack Israel again. Elisha spent the rest of his life teaching young prophets, showing them how to walk in faith, kindness, and truth. His life was filled with gentle miracles and quiet strength. Though he performed mighty acts, Elisha's greatest power was his peaceful spirit and trust in God. Elisha's life was not marked by violence or grandeur, but by quiet strength and deep faith. He healed the sick, fed the hungry, and showed mercy even to his enemies. Though he performed mighty miracles, his greatest legacy was his peaceful heart and unwavering trust in God. His story teaches us that we don't need loud voices or great armies to change the world, we only need to walk with God.